A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a landmark legal decision, the United States Supreme Court has agreed to examine the constitutionality of President Donald Trump's executive order regarding birthright citizenship. This contentious order, issued on January 20th, 2025, asserts that children born in the U.S. to parents who are residing illegally or temporarily in the country should not automatically be granted U.S. citizenship. The case represents a significant moment for the nation, as the Supreme Court will review President Trump's appeal against a lower court ruling that invalidated these citizenship restrictions. As of now, the order has not been implemented anywhere across the United States, and arguments are set to take place in the spring, with a ruling expected by early summer. The Birthright Citizenship Order is a cornerstone of Trump's administration's aggressive immigration policy. The broader strategy encompasses heightened immigration enforcement across various cities and the unprecedented peacetime activation of the 18th century Alien Enemies Act. The administration has faced a multitude of legal challenges, resulting in mixed outcomes in emergency orders issued by the courts. Notably, the Supreme Court halted the use of the Alien Enemies Act for the expedited deportation of Venezuelan nationals accused of gang affiliations without due process. Conversely, the justices allowed extensive immigration stops in the Los Angeles area to continue, despite previous lower court rulings that blocked such practices due to concerns regarding racial and demographic profiling. In addition to reviewing the Birthright Citizenship Order, the Supreme Court is considering an emergency appeal from the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops for immigration enforcement in Chicago, a deployment currently suspended by a lower court ruling. The Birthright Citizenship Order is the first of Trump's immigration proposals that the Supreme Court will evaluate on legal merits. Historically, the justices have intervened in several challenges to Trump's immigration policies, but did so at early stages through emergency requests for relief. Lower courts have consistently rejected the Trump administration's interpretation of the 14th Amendment's Citizenship Clause. The Justice Department argues that the Constitution does not grant citizenship to children of temporary visitors or illegal aliens. Section 1 of the 14th Amendment states, "All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside." Cecilia Wong, the National Legal Director of the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, representing the plaintiffs in this case, stated, "No president can change the 14th Amendment's fundamental promise of citizenship." Wong emphasized that for over 150 years, it has been the law and tradition that everyone born on U.S. soil is a citizen from birth. The federal courts have unanimously held that President Trump's executive order is contrary to the Constitution, a Supreme Court decision from 1898, and a law enacted by Congress, she added. The executive order issued by Trump seeks to redefine the long-standing understanding of the 14th Amendment, which has granted citizenship to babies born on U.S. soil, with exceptions for children born to diplomats and foreign military forces. The Supreme Court previously addressed this issue in 1898, ruling that the Citizenship Clause ties U.S. citizenship to place of birth. Although the executive order has yet to take effect, it faced numerous legal challenges shortly after its announcement, with lower courts uniformly blocking its implementation. The Supreme Court agreed to intervene in 3 separate cases early in the legal process, but did not consider the underlying legality of Trump's proposal. Instead, the justices focused on the scope of relief granted by lower courts, which had issued nationwide injunctions preventing the administration from enforcing the policy. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court curtailed the ability of district court judges to issue universal orders, but allowed plaintiffs to seek broad relief through class action lawsuits, leaving open the possibility for states to secure nationwide relief. Following this ruling, 2 babies affected by Trump's order, along with their parents and a pregnant woman, filed a lawsuit challenging the Birthright Citizenship Order on behalf of a proposed nationwide class. A federal district court in New Hampshire certified this provisional class and found that the order likely violates the Constitution, subsequently barring the Trump administration from enforcing it against all impacted parties. The Supreme Court will take up the case before the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit has weighed in, and it did not act on another appeal involving 4 states. Washington, Arizona, Illinois, and Oregon that had been before the High Court in a preliminary posture. In July, a three-judge panel on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit ruled that Trump's executive order was invalid, citing its contradiction to the 14th Amendment's guarantee of citizenship to all born in the U.S. The Ninth Circuit's decision was split 2-1, maintaining a nationwide injunction issued by a district court in February, which was deemed necessary to provide complete relief to the states. The Justice Department has urged the Supreme Court to take up both cases and deliver a final ruling on the constitutionality of Trump's executive order. Solicitor General D. John Sauer stated that the prevailing view that birth on U.S. soil confers citizenship is a mistaken view with destructive consequences. However, the ACLU contends that the Trump administration is effectively asking the Supreme Court to rewrite the citizenship clause and dismantle over a century of the nation's established practice. Arguments in the case are anticipated to occur next year, with a decision likely to be issued by the end of June or early July. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.